This is Hawaii, the perfect tropical place for vacation with nice tropical waves, warm water, and calm beaches. Nothing bad can come from this, right? Right? Well, you know what else is in Hawaii? Military. A lot of military. However, that's not why we're here. We're here because Hawaiian culture has faced scrutiny from Western cultures. The military is just a portion of this. 20% of Oahu is governed by the military. You see, it all starts at the beginning when Cook first found the islands of the Pacific Islanders. Long before Hawaii was annexed, Hawaii had royalty. They had Queen Lili Ukalani that lived from 1838 to 1917. She was the last reigning monarch and only queen regnant of the Hawaiian kingdom, ruling from 1991 until her overthrow in 1893. She sought to restore native Hawaiian rights and monarchy power, but was disposed by American businessmen that supported the U.S. Marines, later living under U.S. annexation until her death. In the work by Annie Kalea Kelly, Hawaiian Literature and Resistance, Kelly writes 90% of Kanaka, or Hawaiians, had died from disease. Most of the remaining Hawaiians were Christianized. This becomes an issue later on. The introduction of missionaries created a major issue. The Hawaiian language was decimated. Kelly writes, "It is uncommon not to see an editorial written by a Hawaiian native criticizing the missionaries and their descendants. However, there's usually a newspaper followed by a white Hawaiian, or somebody white, that criticizes the statement and argues that it is because of missionaries that they have a language, that they have an alphabet, and that they learn how to write and read. The queen is in prison, but people don't really know. We see the media being manipulated. We see stories of all these different things happening, but the people aren't seeing it. The provisional government controlled information and restricted her visitors. She was imprisoned for 8 months. This came after an uprising by royalist supporters to restore her power. Because of this, she was overthrown. The Hawaiian language went extinct following the 1893 overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom, with an 1896 ban and its use in school causing fluent speaking to plummet. The Hawaiian language was vocal for so long. This is an issue because most of the work around the world is written. We have things like books and written arguments and things like that that later on describe how the Hawaiians are taught and seen. In Craig Howe's writings, Hawaiian Through Western Eyes, the main topic is in children's writings. This is a major issue because in retelling the story of Hawaii and the assimilation of the history of Hawaii, they must go over a lot of the major issues like the discovery of the Hawaiian Islands and the decimation and the resistance and the overthrow of the Hawaiian government. This is not just about the Hawaiian children, but children around the U.S. and around the world that many of them might not even know that Hawaii had a queen. The quote, "History is written by the victors," perfectly demonstrates the takeover of Hawaii. Lili Okonani wanted Hawaii to remain an independent government, governed by Hawaiian people themselves. However, in books, films, and stories, the story is told differently. In Craig Howe's writings, he writes to young readers that in her best moments, Okonani knew the statehood was in her kingdom's best interest. Craig continues with the Little Cousins series in 1902, which describes the Hawaiian children as not being able to govern themselves, so they asked the greatest of the American nations, the United States, to help them govern. Craig goes on to write about various writings in the series about how media and writings have affected the way that we see Hawaiians. The main thing is Hawaiian language was decimated by westernization. Lili Okonani trying to create a government that benefits society. I believe there was an issue where she had universal health care and she found an issue through that. The language before the takeover was in the indigenous language, was in the native language for the Hawaiian people. It was shortly after the overthrow of the Hawaiian government that they forced children to specifically speak English and to assimilate into the American language. We see that in books and writings, and we see them being taught all these different views of how Hawaii as an American society. And so it has become now a paradise for Americanization. We have issues with the military there, where in Kelly's own story, she fights with the military for a piece of land that for anybody else is desolate, but for her it means something. And she has a right to that land as a Hawaiian native.